Hello and welcome. Hopefully you guys can hear us. We're all unmuted. Welcome to finally back at Craig's office and slash. Take that. And Craig is back from Spain. And of course I'm back here in person too. So thanks everyone for joining. Of course, my name is Brandon, co-host and usual host. Craig Butler is here. Um,
Yes, Shane.
Handling some business, as you can see. But I hope everyone's doing well. Tell me how you guys have been doing in the comments. Let us know if you guys can
Yeah,
hear
you
us
come.
well. We have a lot to go over today.
Cool.
As you can see, a lot of Real Sociedad merchandise. So overall, Craig, how are you? How's it going?
Well, I'm horrible.
Yeah, I don't know if we get into it right away, but
Rock
wasn't the best ending to the trip. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm personally not well. Went through probably the worst 6 days health-wise of my life, and that's after going through cancer.
Mm.
And both kidneys got shut down, and it was just horrible. No
Mm.
balance, couldn't move, fevers, rigors. It was really tough time.
And you flew like that too. You flew back home, still not
Well,
100
we're
percent.
able to get, the doctors at the club were
Mm.
able to get me some medication to try and antibiotics, something to help.
Yeah.
We had a kidney infection, and eventually made it home. You
Wow.
know.
But overall, I guess yeah, it's a sour ending. But
No
overall, how's the
sour ending
trip
at
going?
all. This has been my life for a while now.
Mm.
Remember cancer,
Yeah,
you know.
you used to adversity.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to it. So it's part of life. What was good was that we got a really good link, good relationship started with Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
We had four boys there that went and played very well. Um, Whisper came off an injury, so
Yeah.
he had gotten an injury playing Colts. Not Colts at the national trials for Jamaica.
Oh, it was national trials.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pusai actually kicked his own teammate, the
Really?
Phoenix there.
Jeez.
But it was it's a cross.
Yeah.
There was nothing, no intent at all. But he got injured and he came back,
Mm.
played. It's about maybe I'd say about 50%, but
Mm.
enough to get an assist in one game and to score in another game. Um,
This
Don
is
Hugh
this is
Mitchell
with Real Sociedad
is
Youth
Real
Team.
Sociedad U19s.
Yeah.
Dante also played extremely well. You know, we keep sometimes we big up Dante because of his youth, not realizing that Whisper is only 4 months older than Dante.
Oh yeah.
Only.
I didn't know
So
that.
yeah,
I didn't
so
know that.
Whisper is born in November
Yeah.
2005, and Dante is born in February
Wow.
2006. So both players were exceptional.
Yeah.
The coach had to ask. He said, does Dante like playing with older players? Because the game that they played was against one of the top third division teams in Spain,
Mm.
and they played the adults
Mm.
versus the U19s, the Real
Really?
Sociedad, yeah, and the trials. So they Dante played very, very well.
Mm.
Cutting, was playing left back, overlapping, going down the line, cutting, kick two, three shots, great crosses, whisper. Even though he was injured, he was still able to give a good account of himself,
Yeah.
mobility wise. Took a nice shot off of the right side, cutting his penchant, cutting and
Yeah.
fire. Um, and Don Hugh Mitchell, I think one of the best centre halves that's going to be in the history of this country.
Yeah.
He's gonna come. He's just
That's
going
Doobie.
step to step, Doovie,
Yeah.
step to step. They love him. I think they call his the name more than anybody else. Doovie,
Yeah.
Doovie, Doovie, Doovie. Everybody up there likes Doovie. And the find of the trip for them was Buster,
Mm.
Dante Duncan. Dante is 19 now, so he can sign
He's
right
ready.
away, and he's ready. He trained with the second team, you know, and was just brilliant,
Mm.
brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. The change of pace, the cutting on the left, the cutting on the right, the shots, everything was good. So he didn't get any goals, but he got some good. He could have had a beautiful assist. The guy muffed it on the
Yeah.
6 yard box, but
And did
did
they
very
did
well.
they play together all around the pitch at the same
No,
time?
Whisper started,
Okay.
and then they brought on the other three in the second half. because they had 22 players,
Yeah.
and then in one game, and then it was switched around the other game. So at some point, the three of them were on the pitch in one game, and then another set of three.
Mm.
So it was good, and I think that the club is very impressed with them.
Yeah.
The club is now going on a break in a week, so we came back, organize, get fit, get prepared,
Yeah.
get ready, and then they'll go back in
Yeah.
late June, early July to join up with the club.
Because I know the season's over next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you have but then it begins again.
Yeah.
Um, Really affected my meetings, the illness, because I was supposed to meet with Demi at Genk
Mm.
and then go over to Belgium, to Malta, to meet with Jackson, the new team there at Pembroke that's
Mm.
gone up in the Premier League, because we have a partnership we're working on with them now. So
Yeah.
we'll be having new or younger players going there, the ones that would need maybe another year,
Yeah.
go there and perform. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it's really exciting what's happening. Very, very annoying. This thing that people have been talking about Leon, that he's injury prone. I think people need to recognize that that's total crap.
Yeah.
If you pull up the stats on Arian Robin, you'll realize that he had so many injuries. You know,
Throughout his whole
throughout
career.
his whole career, so many injuries, and at the same time, he was one of the best. You
Mm.
know, he did well at Chelsea for a little while, but then he left and went to back to Germany, into Germany, and into Real Madrid, and he was exceptional.
Yeah.
Won Champions League several times over. You know, and was a
And
great
and
player.
even in that game, so we'll pull it up now. But even in that game, I mean, Leon was looking almost like his well, it was his
Yeah,
normal
he
self.
was
I mean,
back to his own self. He was,
yeah.
but the thing is it's not an injury that I'm worried about. Why? Because it's a contact injury. The guy kicked him.
Yeah.
And once he kicked him, um, you hurt your ankle, but that's not saying, boy, you have a body or your body tired or you work too hard or you're
Yeah.
overloaded or whatever. You know,
And this
he was
is one of
back
his
to
early
his
strikes.
deadly self. So we just have to work with it. A lot of the challenges that we're having is that Leon is a winger and Steven Gerrard is not playing a system that is conducive to his style of play at this time.
Yeah.
But hopefully, Stevie G will look at what he has and create a system based off what he has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but Leon is a talent.
so how is his overall, I guess, energy? How is he feeling towards the end of the season?
Anyone who is a good player is not going to be happy about not
Yeah, he
playing.
was. You can tell he's upset when
He's
he
pissed.
come out. Yeah.
He's livid, pissed. We went to Aston Villa for Leon to be a player, to be getting games, game time, and all of that. And yes, the injuries, and yes, every time he played, he showed quality. You know, that's how he got the quad injury. He came back. He worked hard, 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 got himself back in shape quickly, passed earlier than what they expected, and he was not getting his playing time when he deserved to be playing because he was training hard. If you looked at I looked at his stats in training. He was in the top three in everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, even
fitness and everything. So
Gerard commented that he was one of the most hardest working
yeah,
players on the training field.
yeah. He's always, and people don't realize that and that's why sometimes it is really a sad thing to be. It's a hard thing to be a professional footballer.
Yeah.
It's even harder to be a manager of a professional footballer and a parent of a professional footballer.
Yeah.
Because Leon is there and he's working. When I say working like a dog every day for 11 and a half months. Training, playing games, traveling, coming back, training again. Getting an injury, overcoming the injury, playing again. And your body requires a certain amount of social time, family time, a lot of sacrifices go, you know, think, go on that it's unbelievable. The time you want to spend with your kid, the
Yeah.
time you want to spend with your family, your ailing grandmother, your mom's uh, other half dies in an accident, and you're not able to even be there for the funeral because you have
Yeah.
games.
I mean,
It's
even
tough.
when Ronaldo unfortunately lost one of his newborns,
Yeah,
um, like it's terrible, but he had one game off and then right back the next week.
right back the next week. So
It's insane.
you have to
It's
keep working,
crazy.
and so during this small window of opportunity, this
Mhm.
player may go to Dubai
Yeah.
and have fun with his family, or go on a little cruise and have fun with his family, or come to Jamaica and dance with his friends. And because of social media, all the fans start to, oh, he's Mr. Bling guy, or he's no, Leon is a family man and a good one too, a good example. And he has been through a lot as a player, and he continues to give 100%. He has the Leon Bailey Foundation that he gives back to so many people. He's an ambassador for the Special Olympics, that he's
Yeah.
constantly trying to enlighten people to help with the Special Olympics. He's an ambassador for Food for the Poor that helps people, with houses and food and those things. You know, he gives away so much of his own time, effort, and money to helping to build things that when you have people talking about, oh, he's a bling guy and he should go on his jet, his private jet. What people don't know is that that private jet was a whole group of them that decided to go and come to Jamaica.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they had an event with the government,
Yeah.
and it's really tough for me to see Leon go through lots of this stuff, and I really would love to see more fans supportive and
Yeah.
understanding,
Of course.
because that will be the difference between a player wanting to stay and fight for the club
Yeah.
and wanting to say, you know what, I've had enough.
Yeah.
You know, because the talent is there, and you've seen Leon go through injuries before at Leverkusen and come back and dominate a season.
Yeah.
We've seen Leon dominate at Genk. We know what he's capable of. And I keep telling people this, and it's a big Dante Peralta and Kemar Reid,
Mhm.
two perfect examples of what I'm going to say to you now. Talent is 20%, coachability
Mhm.
is 40%, and the other 40% of what makes a top professional footballer is heart, will,
An attitude.
passion, and
An
desire.
attitude.
Yeah. Now,
Mhm.
that comes from two ways: intrinsically from inside, and extrinsically from outside, from the motivation of other people. I remember when Leon was at Leverkusen, he would go after the games, go up in the stands
Mhm.
with the fans, and
Yeah.
they'll be singing in German, and he doesn't know what they're singing,
Yeah.
but he's singing and he's having fun. And the next game, he will kill it.
Yeah.
And he's always saying, I do it for the fans, I do it for the fans.
Yeah.
Because he loves feeling that support from people, from the fans.
Yeah.
And he gives his 1,000,000%. So we really need to see more people
Yeah.
supporting the players, or you lose them. It's
Yeah.
as simple as that.
He's always seemed to me the type of player who just wants to answer on the field. He
Yeah,
doesn't like to answer
yeah, yeah,
online or
yeah. No,
yeah.
we've established that from early,
Yeah.
that I am the manager, I am the bulldog. Let me say all the things that need to be said,
Yeah.
and you just play the game and do your best. You can be Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
I am the bad cop. It's okay.
Yeah.
I soon gone anyway. It don't
No,
matter.
no,
You
it's
know,
fair.
but
But I think he's definitely he's that's worked for him because everything he's thinking. It seems like you already know and you're already
yeah,
out there defending him.
yeah. Before he even
Before he
thinks
even
it.
thinks it's true.
Yeah.
And so like, oh yeah, I was gonna do that, but he knows. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we have a connection. I mean,
Yeah.
when I'm sick, when I'm really, really sick, I will tell Travis.
Yeah.
You know, because Travis is the one he can hold it, and he's like my support. You know, I
Yeah.
cry to Travis when I'm in pain.
Mm.
Leon, I would never let him see it
Yeah.
because it will affect him too much.
Yeah.
You know, he's too deep a kid. You
Yeah.
know, he doesn't talk about anything. Leon has seen so much tragedy in his life. Can you imagine seeing 8 people get killed in front of you as a 9, 10-year-old?
Okay.
The
At all.
tragedy. I mean, so when he has people that he loves and they're hurt, it affects him tremendously.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so I don't tell him anything. I haven't even told him
yeah.
since I was sick. I have not had a conversation with him
Really.
because he will hear it in my voice.
He's
They're not
not.
going to talk to him. You
Wow.
know,
Jeez. Well, I know even English fans aren't always it's a hard market to please everyone, and even in the beginning, even the Aston Villa manager said not even Villa fans, but opposing fans. You got to have a thick skin to play in the Premier League because if you accidentally drop on the pitch, you're hearing about it 10 times on every social media platform.
for sure, for sure.
It's definitely a different ball game. But I'm glad he's seems like he's becoming better spirits or in general. And how's his training going? I guess.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
Don't get. He's a machine.
Yeah.
Literally, is dedicated to the task. You see, a lot of footballers play football for the glamour, the money, the fame, the glory. Leon plays, huh? Leon loves to play football. The other day when he was having challenges and the coach wasn't playing him, I said, Chippy, go to training. Don't think about the coach. Don't think about anybody that's saying anything negative right now. Just go there and feel like you're at Phoenix and you're having fun. Take on the players, have fun, score the goals, do your little doings and get competitive and do your best. Just enjoy yourself. He goes and he kills it in training. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, Steven Gerrard is saying, "Oh, he's doing so well in training that has to play him." You know, but when a big problem you have sometimes with, 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 with coaches is that most coaches coach to their strengths. So Stevie G was a hard nosed box to box midfielder that put in all the work, put in work for him, plus the other 2 midfielders that were playing.
Yeah.
And as a result, his mentality is such that he considers hard work all the time. Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
and everyone should do it. The problem you have is that you don't get best of breed that way. You know, when you look at dogs, you have dogs that are big breed dogs that are there to the Saint Bernard to run in the snow and bring
Yeah.
food to you. You have the Shih Tzu poodles whose job was to guard the Chinese emperor.
Yeah.
You know, you had the greyhound whose job is to run.
Yeah.
They're all designed differently. With cars, you have a Hummer, that's strong, a Jeep Wrangler that's strong, can drive over hills and mountains and valleys and designed for
Yeah.
that. You have Ferraris, yeah, that are designed for speed, not distance, speed.
Yeah.
And but you can't, and you have little minis. If you try to make a mini pull a truckload, you're going to destroy the car.
Yeah.
If you try to get a truck to drive through traffic,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
No.
So you have best of breed. You have players that are designed a certain way. If you overload Messi with defensive work, Messi, his creativity will go. You know, the same. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo is a different type of animal.
Yeah.
You understand? He's a machine. But when you look at all the great players in the world, the Maradonas, the Pele, the Robin,
Yeah.
Robin's prowess, his running, his press is in attack. you know. And sometimes you have to give a little bit so that you can get that creativity out of the player. Because if not, if you have him running, by the time he does get the ball, he's so
Yeah.
tired he can't even dribble, he
Yeah.
can't do anything creative. And so I think that's something that the club really should take a look at. You know, I'm
Yeah.
no big coach, but should take a look at what you have
Yeah.
and how to get the best out of them. You know,
Yeah.
So
And they do have. I mean, Villa has talent, lots of talent, and they permanently signed Coutinho as well.
Yeah.
So he's officially
so there's good.
So
So that's good. They have talent, and good for them for the season. Um, but look at Kemar Reid.
yeah.
I've been talking about this kid for a long, long time.
So Kumari, the team is called Fortuna. What's it?
Floriana.
Floriana. Sorry,
He's not Floriana. He's in the
Floriana.
finals
Okay.
of the Maltese Cup.
Mm.
He scored to get them into the finals.
Mm.
He's been scoring almost every single game. They call him the Bagman.
Yeah.
He's a hybrid of a like a Kevon Atkinson.
Yeah.
And a Leon Bailey. Take a look at some of his clips.
This is a recent.
Yeah, that's recently for Floriana. Let's look at some of the images, the clips that's going on. That video's there as well.
There it is. So this is him in gear.
Yeah, that's him at Floriana. Next one. Look at the next one.
All right, this one's a video.
Not that one. Next video.
This one?
Next one.
This one?
Yeah. This is him scoring in the semifinals.
To bring them to the
finals.
You do a video. Is he enjoying his time?
He's enjoying I just spoke to him on the phone, you know.
So when is the and this is his first season. We'll put up this one.
Yeah. So you can get a chance to see some of the. Everybody together. We brought him further to a club called Sirens. Yeah, where he kept them up, did well. Then he went to Floriana.
Okay, and that was the season again.
Yeah, so that was this last season he went to Floriana.
Yeah.
And he's just killing the Premier League.
Yeah, ball.
What's going on with the video?
This one is this is just the set-piece. But the monitors and the watches. So this is a goal also not the same. He's for two. And then this was the semi-final goal. Yeah, so what's he got to do to
He's a machine. People don't know this, but Kumari runs your blast. And he was just about to sign a club with so it was everything was square. Yeah, I'm looking at me and saying, "This car, my career is over. I'm over. I'll never walk again properly." I said, "No, you will walk and you will train." And in less than 2 weeks after the surgeries, I had him doing abdominals, sit-ups,
Oh.
pushing until he became used to it. So now his pastime, he's in the gym. So the minute he's not playing, he's in the gym. So I remember he just sent me a message. Um, just sent me a message that
These are some of his past highlights for previous clubs. So his new one isn't there yet. But yeah, and how old was he when he had that when that happened?
19. Come in. Yeah. Give me a minute. I'll come back.
Sure. So in the meantime, if anybody has any questions, please put it in the chat and
Yeah,
we'll
so let them go.
yeah. So while Craig is doing a quick errand, we're just watching some of the highlights from Kumari Reed. If anybody has any questions at all, you want to ask Craig or about any of the topics we're speaking on, please put it in the comments. It's good to hear from All Sports Jamaica. So thanks for coming in. Thanks Ramon Osborne for waiting. And yeah, see these jerseys. I think they're both the same. He actually also met David Silva, which I was a little jealous about. So because he's now at Real Sociedad. So yeah, we'll keep going through some comments while we're waiting, and these are some highlights from Kemar Reid in the past. Yeah, Lou for Good says, I still think Bailey will come good for us. I mean, listen, the flashes he did have when he was really playing his hardest. I mean, you can't deny he dominated on the pitch sometimes. So, I mean, just hoping, obviously, injuries need some luck too. So hopefully that he'll take the off season, train really hard, and be ready next season. But yeah, any other questions we can feel free to ask. The English media, yeah, this is funny because I'm not 100% familiar with the English media beforehand too, and now that I'm so, you know, because of obviously huge supporter of Leon. Now every match I see what people are saying, and sometimes it can be very very good, sometimes it can be difficult, but it's something that you can deal with. You looking for something specific?
No, you guys go ahead. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Looking for my order.
I saw a pouch over there. I don't know if that's the one you're looking for.
Where?
Is that it? Right behind.
No.
That's not it? Okay. So Craig went into a lot of Leon already. So if you want to rewind earlier to the stream. I mean, right in the beginning, he went very, very detailed on how Leon's doing, how he's feeling, how just overall his health is doing and what he needs to do. So yeah, so Craig went to a lot about it already. How is Isco and Io? That's a good question that we'll ask Craig. I know they both had their trials in US. I think a couple of them got signed or are going to be signed. So we'll see how we'll ask Craig when he comes in. We'll get a brief refresher on those guys. Do you know if Leon works on his flexibility? So that's another question. Yeah, I'll keep here to ask Craig. I know what Leon works on everything. When he was here, I was watching him train here in Jamaica last year, preseason, and I mean his regiment is something else. Some of it is even on this YouTube channel, this one or the Phoenix All Stars Academy YouTube channel. If you go to that one, If you go to that one, you'll see some training from last preseason, and he does everything with the boys, including I saw him do some flexibility training and things like that, and heading training and all that. Termite Caneldo Brown, he's doing well. I think from what I remember, a USL team wanted to sign him, and they offered him something, but I'm not sure if Craig turned it down. So that'll be again. You keep writing these questions down, and I'll ask him. So Isco, Isle, Termite, like he said, Duvie, Whisper, Dip, Dante Peralto. And it sounds like they're going to go back to Spain start next preseason or this preseason. So that's going to be exciting, and be good to see how they're doing. Plus, obviously, a lot of the younger kids are coming, and as we all know, it's already May, so that means 4 months to go already till next Manning Cup. So, coming from last year, I don't know if he's still coaching Mona. That'll be another question you can ask him. He did say he wasn't, and maybe because of how his health is doing, maybe he won't. But you never say never, right? I mean, I got to tell you, there's some stories about that Mona season. It should have been a documentary. There's a company out here who came to us after, who said they wanted to record it, and that would have rivaled All or Nothing. I mean, the Amazon documentary is just the inside workings of how Mona did that season with Craig and everything, and how they performed, and then how dramatic things were, and then all of a sudden they were into the final of the Walker Cup, and then last minute they weren't because of rules. Some rules. It's like it was an up and down season, very exciting, and needs to be documentary. But yeah, these are so anybody just joining. These are some highs from Kemar Reid. Craig will be right back. He's just doing some errands. Someone just came in, need him for something. Yeah, he'll be back. Any other questions? I'll put in the chat and I'll get it ready. This is actually Kemar Reid's jersey. If I put up for a second, I think this is his jersey from St. Andrews FC when he was playing there with some of the other Phoenix guys. So that was always a good one. And you have here also some more merchandise from Real Sociedad, which I'm going to ask him for one. So we'll see. Other than that, I mean, it's going to be exciting for the Cup final. I was going to ask how we can watch it because I don't know how to watch it. That'd be great to watch. But we've been watching it here, so welcome back to Craig. Before we get to Kumari, people were asking about some of the other Phoenix players, Isco, Io, and Termite, how they were doing, and if you had any update on them.
Io still in New York.
Okay.
Isco is back here. He's going to go to Europe, preparing for that. And Termite, we are looking at what he's going to be doing in the next weeks.
Okay.
We're making a decision on Termite what to do.
Okay.
The young players that are doing well, though, is Buster.
Mm.
And we have some other talent, Rick, center half.
Yes.
Well. So we're going to have a friendly game tomorrow against Baptist Alliance, which is a team from St. Thomas.
Yeah, they were playing in the new tier 2.
They're playing in the new tier 2, so now a friendly game against them tomorrow, so it'll be a good test.
Did you hear about not to go too off track, but what happened with Kasafa and the tier 2 competition while you were gone?
I heard they decided not to come in.
Yeah, they refused to join tier 2.
Come.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they refused to join tier 2, and they started their own competition, youth competition, senior competition, all that stuff. So that's an interesting development. So I want to go to one of their matches as well, maybe next week or something. But yeah, it's still unorganized. That's just part of how it is. To me, how can you have a real tier 2 competition without Kasafa? But I understand where they're coming from.
Where are they coming from?
Well, to me, they're saying that, okay, the tier 2 competition has certain restrictions and rules against Kasafa because they don't want to be filled with Kasafa teams. And what I heard from one of the CASAFA members, that because they already are well represented in the Premier League, they don't see another need to have it to be in the tier two competition. They rather just host their own or run their own competitions under their own guide.
But what happens if what just being devil's advocate? What happens if the teams that are from the Casafa that are in competition
Yeah,
gradually get phased out, they
relegated.
keep losing and
No,
relegated, then you'll
like,
have no teams, you'll have no form
I
of
agree.
relegating, getting back in.
Yeah,
What you need to do is you need to stop the bullshit,
yeah,
okay? Because that is what is happening.
yeah,
Power struggles. This guy doesn't like that guy because that
yeah.
guy is having this. You know, hold on a second. Devon,
Great, what are you doing now?
what up? You want to come on the show?
No, I'm going to a game. I have a game.
Okay, I'm on the show now.
Game, but I called you for a reason.
Talk quick now.
So I have some help. I have 8 players in that. And then for the under 20,
They can't pay their tickets. Yeah, as I say, it's even that is what he just said is again a part of the problem. The reality of it is that you have to stop fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. You know?
Yeah.
I came up on a article. I typed in Rudolph Speed, conflict of interest.
Mhm.
I came up on an article from 2020 where Kasafa is saying that Rudolph Speed should
Yeah.
not be in the position he's in. He needs to resign immediately because it's a conflict of interest. He has a club
Yeah.
in the Premier League and he's also the chairman of the technical committee.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I remember that. Okay, cool.
But this is the same Kasafa that voted Rudolph Speed in as president. And he was president of Kasafa for some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is happening here is that it's okay if I benefit, but if I don't benefit, then it's not okay.
Yeah.
You know? No, that's not how it should be. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Period. I've always said, always from day one, that I could never be a full-time, dedicated member of the coaching staff of the GFF because I'm biased.
Yeah.
I'm biased. And it's my job to be biased. However, I have a wealth of education and knowledge in football, in how to build systems, how national culture should be formed in terms of whatever. And I've created a system that works. I'm willing to share that system with you, and I'm willing to come in for a little while and give you, and then move on.
Yeah.
Right? My health is not the best. My focus is on Leon and Phoenix and the boys. So you can't pay me. So
Yeah.
just stop. Now this thing about saying, oh, they're not gonna join the FA, the tier two. Makes very little sense. You're denying people opportunities. You're not gonna get them to change because you don't join the tier two. You're gonna get them to not have the tier two on the major league because you want it.
Still happening.
It's
Yeah.
it's still happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're still going to deny players and clubs that opportunity. Okay, if you don't want to make them in the tier two, make Phoenix play in the tier two.
Yeah.
Make Phoenix play. We'll tear it up.
That's true.
Easy. We'll be in the Premier League as a blink. Yeah? And then we'll be able to show the proper system that we have in development and playing.
Yeah.
But I think that it's not a good thing. I think that look at the whole biases of this. They've created a competition that the Vallejo and Casafa are partnered with.
Yeah.
I've said to Casafa that I'd like our youth teams at Phoenix to play. But we'll get back to you.
Mm.
Now they're complaining that nobody joined. No one invited us.
Wow.
No one sent us any invitations. Why? Because we'd win the competitions without even trying. Because we beat these teams 6, 7, 8, 9 win.
Yeah.
So when you don't invite Phoenix, because if Phoenix wins, Craig Butler looks like a top man and everything he says is correct.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
Means-
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Craig would look like a top guy, but how will it benefit Jamaica's football?
Yeah.
How will it benefit the little ghetto kid that wants to become a great footballer, wants to learn the right ways? How does it benefit the little uptown kid that wants to also learn the right ways?
Yeah.
You're playing against players that are top level. Look at Theo and Dylan and Bell.
Yeah.
They're top. For the youth, there's no player in this country in the midfield
Yeah.
that can step up to them. And the next ones behind them is you have Sean Layton, Tom,
Yeah. Skyler.
Skyler, or us, Zabio Taylor.
Yeah.
You know, and it's ridiculous. They need to stop.
I think. I mean, it's always. It will never stop the conversation, but I think transparency needs to be better, and that's what everyone always says anyway. Um, so someone was also asking how the U20 trials went. With I know you had a few players.
U20 trials went for one day. They dominated.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying about them. Um, they called our goalkeeper, Anzanda Vickner. Whisper Dante Duby all went to Spain. So we're coming back now. I'm told we'll get some invitations. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. But the truth of it is, as I spoke with a senior member of Jamaica's coaching staff, yeah, probably one of the most, if not the most senior member, yeah, we are not going to win at the youth level. They're going to keep us out.
Mm.
You know, you don't go to Aston Villa, Leverkusen, Genk, Sheffield, all these clubs and dominate Crystal Palace and dominate this way and don't get considered for your national team. It's just total bias, total bad mind, and total spite. However, it didn't hurt Leon. Leon didn't play on the 20 for Jamaica. He said he was ordinary. Now he's a cornerstone of the senior team. Um, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see if Marcel Gale has a conscience.
You know, he's the coach of the.
He's the coach of the under 20. We'll see if he has a conscience.
Mm.
If he doesn't, you know me.
You just keep
I will carry that
Yeah.
that hate for him until the day I die.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't let things go. I do not. Any good you do for me, I will never forget it, and I'll never stop singing your praises. And any evil you do, I will not forget it either.
And you just keep working.
I just keep working. Just keep going.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if you'd want to get into the person who said ordinary is more controversy, but yeah, I'm probably going
It's
to.
in deeper shit now. It's in deeper. But
Yeah. Well, someone also asking about Nick, how Nick is doing.
Nick is in the States.
In the
Got
States?
back from the States. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nick had a little bit of adjustment problems, you know.
Yeah.
But he's in the States. He's alright.
Okay. And he did. He went to Tulsa as well, I think.
He went to Tulsa. He went to several of them. But he's taking some time to sort out. I mean, he was here for almost a year.
Yeah. It's not easy.
It's not
adjust.
easy, and he's missing his family. So
Yeah.
give him some time, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? So Delando Powell says, why don't they like you so much that they are willing to make Jamaica football suffer?
Oh boy, this is
It's
this.
it's a
You guys,
yeah.
you need to understand. They are using the Jamaican football national team as a shop window to try and sell players.
Mm.
Now, if the people who are in charge of the JFF are attached to clubs, which they are, and they then try to push their players into the national team so that they can be scouted and get caps. If I am not a part of any of those clubs or my players, then they will block the players. It's simple maths, it's business.
Yeah.
It's business for them. The only problem is that I end up doing it out of love and for country and for so it's harder for me to accept.
Yeah.
And I have a certain level of principles that I will never compromise. So I'm not gonna play the game.
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna play the game with the big old boys, then you're gonna have problems.
Yeah.
You know. But I play with the bigger boys.
Yeah, it's true.
You
You just came
understand?
from them, yeah.
Yeah, I play with Real Sociedad, Gang, Anderlecht,
Yeah.
Aston Villa. I play at a higher level. I play at a level where I they respect me, I respect them, I have quality, I give them the quality, and that's how I make my money.
Yeah.
But I build my own quality. I don't go around trying to steal people's players.
Yeah. Um, Shamar, we'll do this question with you and topics. I think it's a good point. What advice? I'm not sure if this person specifically in Jamaica or not, but knowing all that adversity and things out of your control, how can you be motivated to become a coach? And what advice would you give them to,
For someone to become a coach,
yeah, for someone who wants to be a coach, I guess. So I'm assuming this person hasn't had any experience, but
well,
wants to
one
be
of
a
the things you
coach.
can do is come to Phoenix and from there. But the main place should try and go to learn is in Europe if you can. I don't think anywhere else is. You go somewhere, you go where the market is, and you learn what they're looking for in the market,
Yeah.
and you help to develop talent for that purpose. If there's anything that a coach can be, any advice from me about someone becoming a coach, is remember, players play for their coaches.
Yeah.
You have to be able to motivate people, and to do that, you have to believe in them. The second thing is that you actually have to be a student of the game. You have to constantly be learning and constantly evolving, constantly studying, constantly watching games, constantly trying to get into opportunities to go to clubs and learn. I learned a lot at Real Sociedad in my last trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to understand a lot of. I knew before, but I could see the tiki-taki football
Yeah.
and why.
That was one of my next questions because it was alluding to that. What did you think was the biggest thing you took from that trip in terms of maybe coming to back to apply to Phoenix or anything like that?
Genetics,
Mm.
genetics. The Spanish hard nosed, strong, highly technical players. Yeah, but pace not there. So because they know they don't have the pace, they don't even send through passes.
Interesting.
They
Okay.
don't. They will go all the way down to the corner flag and knock it back. You know.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Yeah. And how many in Real Sociedad you went to a La Liga match too? Which match was it? You went to?
Went to Barcelona versus Real Sociedad.
Right. Yeah, there were some pictures you sent on that too.
It was very very good, very good game to watch.
So someone's asking, hey, you need to go
Yeah, go ahead. Quick.
Someone's asking, what's the difference between the Premier League, English Premier League, and La Liga, and which one suits Jamaican players better?
Depends on the type of Jamaican player.
Mm.
If you're just if you're a Tyreek Zibides, maybe the English Premier League will be good for you
Okay.
because he's strong, hard nosed, good player, shoots well, work. Yeah. Um, if you're a Leon Bailey, give me a second.
Go ahead.
If you're a Leon Bailey, it's a little different.
Okay, so Craig will be right back again. We're going to try to get back to this. Once a week. So Craig's back here and I'm back here. We've both done some traveling a little bit. So I may have to do a couple more travels next month or so. But after that, it's not much. But hopefully we get these regular. So please keep supporting, like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. You can follow Craig Butler on Instagram, Craig Butler Phoenix, at Craig Butler Phoenix. You can follow the Phoenix pages, Phoenix Sports Management, and Phoenix All Stars Academy on all platforms. And then and you can share, like, please, and we'll get this. I'm thinking about TikTok, but we'll see. Depends on how Craig wants to do TikTok or not. And I think that's most of the questions that we've seen. But if there's any other questions you want to ask Craig by the time he comes back, please put them in the chat and we can see. There was Craig did a few live streams in Spain, so if you want to see that, you can also check out the channel, and we have some of those streams there as well. Another thing that kind of happened was Leon actually became a Flow ambassador, right? So Leon Bailey is an official Flow ambassador, and if you're not from Jamaica, Flow is telecom, internet, TV and stuff. So Leon is now got signed to be one of their ambassadors, and their other ambassador is Elaine Thompson, so fastest woman alive. So you have you're a big company there. So there was a good press tour. He was here in Jamaica doing some photo ops and talking with some of the people. So that was exciting to see. It took a while behind the scenes, but very happy it went through. I've been watching. I'm curious if anybody, you guys, I've been watching the Jamaica Premier League and what you guys think, how the season's going. I was over at I watched the Waterhouse versus who's Waterhouse playing? It's Waterhouse versus someone, I can't remember. And Waterhouse won 3-0. Huh? It was at Arnett. It was at Tony Spalding. But let me know what you guys think about the season so far. Currently studying at GC Foster, so it's possible to come Phoenix to learn coaching. That's a good question. Like he said, I think he's open to it. So we'll see if he has a new training schedule. Before it was every day at Mona, 3 p.m. at Mona. You can go in and go talk to coach. You'll probably tell him, the best thing to me when you approach Craig is don't go there and say you know everything already. Even if he asks you, what do you know? It's always best to say, pretend that you know nothing. Just teach me. You know what I mean? He sees that, when you go there and you say you know something and you try it and maybe he doesn't see it the same way, it causes, it can be more detrimental than just going there and say you don't know anything. And that's how I've seen coaches and players really respond from Craig, because it shows that you're coachable, from what he's told me. It shows you that you're coachable, you listen to instructions, and you're willing to learn. So you just go to there and say, Coach, I want to be a coach. I know nothing about the game. I know nothing. I want to learn. He's more open to teach you. I was just over at GC Foster College because they had a basketball tournament the other day. Like we were talking about, the Tier 2. I'm also interested to hear about your guys' thoughts on that, because that's going to be an interesting competition to follow, following up on the Jamaica Premier League. So we'll see how that works. If they're going to implement relegation, I'm not sure if they're going to do it this season, because I hear that they're going to expand the teams to 14. But for the time being, like I mentioned, Phoenix trains at Mona High, from what I remember. Like I said, this is actually my first night seeing Greg in about a month and a half. So I need to see if things are still the same. Yeah. Anything else? Please let us know. I don't know how long we're going to go. We don't have any guests yet. I know Craig is trying to bring on a couple guests. Um, well, I'll get the background a bit better next time. It was a bit last minute. Let's see, any other questions? I'm supposed to go to one of the Kasafa matches, so it'll be interesting to see. I was also interested to hear what you guys think or about the coverage of the Jamaica Premier League. Because to me, even though Sportsmax is covering it, I feel like there's a lot more improvement in general. So I think we need to. Oh,
This is happy.
happy?
Hi, happy.
Happy. Oh my God.
It's cute.
I saw you got a couple of new big dogs too.
Yeah.
Bigger
Two
dogs.
mastiffs there.
Yeah.
This is happy. I love animals, you know. Animals are loyal. House. Auntie, alright? Can't stay with us.
How's the top man league pass, right? Top man?
Yeah, top man. Yeah.
Okay. That same person who was asking about coaching was saying he's studying a student at GC Foster College and wants to come to Phoenix to learn coaching. So I wanted to ask, what's the training things have they changed?
Monday to Thursday,
Morning?
3:30, yeah, to 6. And Saturday mornings, 8:30.
Okay. So before you left, you were saying that if you're between La Liga and Premier League, what's best suited for Jamaicans? And you said depends. And
Yeah.
you said if you're a player like Leon, Premier League is where you think
The thing is this, it depends also on the team in the Premier League.
Mhm.
Because and the coaches in the Premier League. If you drop into a team that does not appreciate your creativity, you're gonna have a problem. Remember when Aaron Robin was at Chelsea?
Mhm.
They said he wasn't doing well, he was a flop, He goes to Real Madrid and Bayern and he's like a superhero.
Yeah.
So it's important. Coutinho has moved around a lot.
Yeah.
You know, he went to Bayern. He's a good player, you know. Um, for me, it depends on where the coach is. Of course, the Premier League is tough and hard because they have a closure where most they're trying to build promote from within their academies.
Yeah.
And their academy players are real hard nosed English players. So
Yeah.
hard work.
And they probably don't like seeing someone else come and take their spots.
Yeah, not 100% as technical as the rest of the world. That's why you have the Brazilians, the Portuguese, the Argentinians getting big spots in all the big clubs, you know. And as you can see, Leon is a hybrid. You know, he doesn't play like anyone else. He's a sprinter that can actually play football with both feet, and he can also think. He's extremely creative. So, no, he's always gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing.
But I like La Liga.
Yeah.
I think he will do well there as well. But
Yeah.
we'll see. You know, let's see what happens with us.
One thing I want to ask you.
Early days, yeah.
We actually, I was looking at this. Our first show we did was last May. It's been a year. It feels longer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But in that year, because essentially a lot of, especially a lot of the early shows, are talking about Jamaica's development and what needs to happen and things like that. So, have you seen what have you seen in terms of improvements in that past year? Like, have you seen any differences or?
Absolutely, by force. They don't want to admit it, but
Yeah.
look at it this way: they're now starting to put in the training camps.
Yeah.
You
True.
know, that I said.
You're talking about.
That I talked about. They're also trying to make to play more creative football.
Yeah.
They're also trying not to play the ball back all the time.
Yeah.
They're also trying to get the ball to that creative attacking geniuses and have them do the work.
Trying to press.
They're trying to press.
Yeah.
You know, so they're doing a lot of what I'd said.
Yeah.
The challenge is that you're doing it at a level where are asking professionals to do it now.
Yeah.
When you should be teaching it when they're
Yeah.
13, 14, 15
Yeah.
coming up. So it should be established as the way we play. This is us. This is what we do. When you go to Real Sociedad,
Yeah.
they play tiki-taka football, but hard nose.
Mm.
The man will shell out your ankle. Yeah? They don't play. And when they pass the ball, hard.
Yeah.
So your technique have to be perfect. Now, when I went to watch Dante and was there the first week by himself, we were playing the man in the middle, Rondo.
Hmm.
But how they play in the Rondo is a little different. When they're passing the ball to you in Rondo, at Real Sociedad,
Mhm.
they're passing the ball so hard. If you leave your leg out there, it might hit it off.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you now have to be able to control that ball
Yeah.
and play. And so
Oh.
that you can see where in the game, when they're playing the ball hard and the control is flawless, that it's coming from a specific place.
Mhm.
It's coming from their development across Spain,
And coming from all the way from the early
from the
ages.
early ages, which we still are not doing. We still are trying to use competitions to develop players.
Yeah.
It's probably a competition, oh great, but you know what? It's a competition.
Yeah.
You're trying to score the goals.
Yeah.
You're not trying to teach the right things first.
Yeah.
You know, you're not being all inclusive. You're being selective in who you're allowed to play.
Yeah.
Which is foolishness. You understand?
Yeah.
So now, okay, you have a Casafa competition, and there's no Cavaliers and there's no Phoenix.
Yeah.
Two best academies in the region.
Yeah.
How's that gonna work?
Yeah.
I don't like speed.
I didn't even know Cavalier was in it. I didn't know that.
I don't like speed. I don't like his behavior. I don't like how he has manipulated the national team to suit his purposes. But he has good players.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have good players. Arnett Gardens has good players. Waterhouse has good players. Everybody should be getting a fair chance. And
Yeah.
until they stop that, Jamaica will never go anywhere.
Yeah.
Never. They will never go anywhere. They'll never qualify for another World Cup.
Mhm.
Until the people of Jamaica stand up and say no more, these
Yeah.
people will continue to manipulate and use our national team for their own ends.
Yeah.
Yeah? And you will always have me on the outside trying to get the players the best opportunities, training them, doing the best for them. And you have some little clown in the background in them ears.
I find it's the month of protests right now. There's all the different protests.
I
So
can't follow the protests. You know, listen, man, my kidney shut down in Spain the other day.
yeah.
You know, I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't see. I got a minor stroke. My right eye is still not 100%. And you know what? They were trying to get me to go into the hospital, and I refused
In Spain.
in Spain. I said, I just want to be home on my country. I need to feel the ground under my barefoot. I need to be with my family. If I'm with my family, I'm okay. I'll take any medication, do anything that I need to do. But I'm not gonna stay here alone and die in this country.
Yeah.
I'm a Jamaican. I need to be home. I want to go to my yard.
Yeah.
So, then.
So, well, I mean, sitting here, you look better. I would say. At least you don't look as bad as you when you were speaking.
No, I get the
I'm hoping-
antibiotics, and my great
Yeah.
Dr. Clark,
Mm.
who is one of the parents of our footballers
Oh,
in
yeah?
Phoenix. Yeah, Keith Clark.
Which
Big
which player?
Oh.
Jake?
No, a little no, you know, no.
No one?
No, man. Oh,
If
I
I
know
see
that
him,
we
I-
love and give trouble. No, I give trouble all the while. He's
Okay.
about 12 now.
Okay.
But he's like good talent, good little super talent coming up.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're that young and you have that much energy and you're bigger than everybody else.
Yeah.
I love Noah, you know.
Yeah.
I just know I have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
He's like, you're alright, coach.
Wow. All right. Well, I mean, anything else? Do you have any guests coming in, or
No, let me see what's happening with Kemar Reid.
Okay.
Where's my phone?
You just have
Everything keeps
your
going.
copy?
Yep. Let me see if Reed reach on it.
No.
He was out, you know. Anyone hanging
Yeah, Balak saying he wants to call in. If you want to come on, I mean, and let us know. Someone's asking, what do you think of Christopher Pearson? It sounds so familiar. Who's that? Okay.
He's a KC player.
Oh, right. Yes, Christopher Pearson. Didn't he come to Combine, I think? Or he was trying to come?
No. On our combine? No.
Yeah.
No. He's a he's from Kingston. He was at Monroe, I think, before.
Okay.
Then he joined KC sixth form. And I think he's at Cavaliers now.
Ah.
But good player. Good
And
player. Could do a little more work, but good player. I like it.
yeah,
You know, guidance is what I think these players missing. You know,
yeah.
how to play. Not that they don't have ability, not that they don't have touch, not that they don't how to play. Come in.
It's a really call.
All right.
It's not getting the call.
All right. Yeah.
Someone asked a couple times now why you've mentioned it a few times why Phoenix doesn't have a team in JPL, but yeah, you mentioned that a few times, and if Kasafa won't, you know, do the invites,
Well, the thing is, big part of it is that Kasafa is not gonna. We live in Kingston, and Kasafa
Yeah.
is not gonna have us even in their own little competitions.
yeah,
And then JFF is gonna block us because Speed is gonna block us to push his players. So in reality, playing in the competitions for me would only have one purpose,
Mhm.
which is to establish that our footballers are not just better. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh well, Craig Butler gets these players the opportunities to go to Europe." So if another club from Jamaica went, they probably would beat Aston Villa too. Hell no, you get creamed, you know. But the problem is that if we um, play in the leagues in Jamaica, then it will be unanimous. There's
Yeah.
no way you can say we're not better than everybody else.
yeah,
Again, I would play just for the sake of being able to show the system that needs to be used across the country.
Yeah.
But to get that to happen is another thing. And you imagine that my best friend is the president of the JPL, Sociedad,
oh
and
yeah,
a founding member of Phoenix.
yeah,
Yeah. But because he has no balls, he's afraid to let us in
Mhm.
or push to let us in because he wants everybody else to like him and to work with him.
yeah,
But you know, I just love my friend
yeah,
and they stand up on the side and do work. The job that we have to do there is not about, you know, Chronic said it perfectly. We do it for the love, we don't do it for the likes.
yeah,
You know? So we really do it to get
yeah.
players advanced, to get opportunities to change how we see things, you know?
I see we have Ryan here. So,
But, you know,
yeah.
same as it. Hope you know what I'm gonna trouble today.
Evening, sir.
Hey Ryan, can you hear us?
Yes, man, I'm here, you guys. Load and
Okay. How are you? How are things?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm having fun just coming from work and actually when I reach him and in the bathroom and I check my business phone and I see Craig send me the link. So I said, why not join?
I should probably say congrats first at the Champions League final, Liverpool.
Big
Is,
team, man. Big team, man. I have a dust barely team out there, man.
Yeah, well, it's been exciting to follow. I mean, it's been a tight season. But have you been following um, how Craig's been doing at Real Sociedad? And what are your
I
thoughts?
I'll be honest, this is the first time since me leave Jamaica I'm so close to a club, because I really want to see what the Phoenix player them doing over Real Sociedad. I know Real Sociedad is a big club, massive club. Couple years ago, they did well, still doing well in La Liga. So yeah, I see most of the clippings them. I think Whipster father. Wait, Whipster. Is I get him name right? Always a bush name.
Whisper, man.
Whipster. Whips
Whisper.
Whisper, whisper,
Yeah.
whisper, whisper, whipster, 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 whatever you
Wisp,
want.
yes.
Yeah. So I see them. I love what I see. I really do love what I see. You know what I mean? But can Craig give Jamaica, the whole Jamaica, I would say the formula we have, you know? Craig, can you give us that formula where you have?
Sure. Question is not whether or not we're given the formula. The question is whether or not you want to drink the soup. That's the problem. You may not want to drink the Kool-Aid, you understand?
Yeah.
And a lot of big problem that we have is so many people doubt what we're doing. You're young, but I'm sure you never, until Boris Johnson came on and emphatically said it the way that he did. I'm sure you don't realize how deep and how far my efforts have gone for Jamaica's football.
Of course, I know that. Remember, I've been around the Phoenix Academy over the years. I know, and many times I interview on my channel and I hear you talk about 98 and stuff. And every time me and Coach Barris always speak behind the scene, that's one of the biggest thing him talk about Craig Butler, where the people them who love the football federation keep put him there, push them away. You understand? And it's not right for you at the time, the position we at the time, play a big part of that 98 campaign, and then 20 years after, you're on the Football Federation award. I don't know, Craig, when you guys going to get it right, because I am really for
But
Jamaica.
the only one,
Hmm?
Nick Whisper is the only one. Suppose I tell you about another striker, number 9, named Jade Clark, who's also a top striker, top talent, 18 years old.
Craig,
Can you put some of the
I'll be,
goals?
I'll be honest, Craig. I'll be honest.
Let's watch this quick clip here, Ryan. Jade Clark just won the U18s in England. Answer the goals.
This one?
Yeah, let's watch it. Yeah. So showing the Jade Clark now, the 18-year-old was sent to Brookhouse in England. Built in Phoenix.
Naidenov
Step into the next level. But let's look at what he's
and
doing.
Chowhin. Jomo slips it through. This is Clark into the area. Clark surely rounds the goalkeeper. Clark. It's 6. Well, there's a goal in there for Jade Clark, introduced as a substitute just 6 minutes ago. And things get all so good now for Brookhouse. It's 6-0.
Yeah, so we have talent, you know. And you're looking all over the place.
Clark was composed in front of goal. He's left something on. His Handrigan player there, but it wasn't spotted by the referee, and the game goes on. Here's Clark into the penalty area, left side of it, plays the ball across, and there it is, turned home. And that is number 5 for Brookhouse. Good work by Jade Clark, the substitute who was introduced at half-time to set up the opportunity. Just had a glance into the area and the ball was played across.
Did you notice?
the simplest of
He's
finishes
right
home.
footed.
Jamaica,
He's great to put it on his left
who
foot.
missed from 12 yards down the other end as a
If you use the left foot, you can-
penalty kick was blazed against the
that's
crossbar.
something that
Has managed to turn home from close range there.
you have to teach it. It's not natural.
Jomo slips it through. This is Clark.
Every day you develop it, you know.
So as I made say, Craig, I have no doubt you cannot do it on a bigger scale with the whole Jamaica. I know over the years the player them you build. You know, we not even can count on both of us. Talent always producing talent. You know, but my biggest problem, Craig, sometimes I think for the whole entire thing for work, sometimes we have to give and take.
No.
Why?
What did God do with Sodom and Gomorrah?
I don't know. You tell me.
Read the Bible.
And I read
What
Bible.
what did he do with Noah and his family?
Craig.
I think you need to understand, Ryan. I'm very comfortable where I am now.
I
You
know
need
that, Craig.
to- hold on.
I know that. Remember, Craig,
Let me
I know
explain.
you're comfortable. Everything is good. But I'm
This is what I'm saying. Listen.
from the whole point of view,
Comfortable.
Jamaican go forward and the sports go forward. We see you as one of them big person who can bring it and bring a whole heap of talent forefront. I hear you talk about Jamaica in a World Cup final. You can be a part of it, Craig.
The
Because
truth of it is,
it's very
I
important.
don't want to be a part.
So what you want to do then?
I want to see them just utilize the system that I've created of development and also of sustained development and set it in a proper way where they have a system of play that is consistent with our genetics. I've already established what that is. I've done the research. I've studied. You think it's just football I did? I went and go back and studied the history of Jamaica in order to understand the history, the geography, the nutrition, everything that went into making a Jamaican, and why we do what we do, why we're as fast as we are, and also why we don't do well in team sports. Did you know that?
Yeah, I hear you talk about it a few
So
times.
tell me, why is it that we don't do well in team sports?
I think
Why is it that we do well in 100 meters, which is an individual, or even in a relay where you just have to pass the baton to somebody? Even in cricket, where it's almost individual people playing in individual positions, a batsman just even he's facing doing his batting. But why is it that when it comes on to sports like football, which requires people working together? Happy, what the hell are you doing? Come here, Happy. Yeah. What when you this is Happy, guys. She's back again. She's making a mess over there. Say hi, Happy. Say hi. Say hi, Happy. Say hi. Say hi, Happy. Yeah, so when you where was I? Got lost in
I got
Happy.
distracted too. Yeah.
hold on, Craig. You see that composure where you have? That composure them want you. Every time you do an interview, that's the composure. That's the Craig Butler I want to see. I don't want to see the Craig Butler going on top and vice. Whatever, if me the pan said, that's the Craig Butler I know. I don't know the next part of the Craig Butler there. Can you give me that Craig Butler for every single time you're doing interview? You see that composure there? You relax, no pressure. Why we can't have that composure?
You need to understand everything I do is done, not rehearsed, but by when I tore off my shirt with Speed, yeah, it was in response to Rudolph Speed saying that I wanted to sell him Phoenix, which is a lie. And the reason I tore my shirt off is because the only tattoo that I have is of a phoenix over my heart. So to have said to have taken my shirt off and shown that the only tattoo I have is of a phoenix, All Stars Football Academy, over my heart. It shows that there was no way on God's earth what he was saying could have been true. What was I going to do? Cut off my flesh off of my chest and give it to him? Now, the fact of it is that why is it then that if I am so volatile or I'm so unable to work or manage or do things, and I'm such an abrasive person, why is it that I have all these relationships with all these big clubs across the world, with all these technical directors, managers, agents, coaches all over Europe? Why are they not saying Craig is a time bomb?
But Craig, you don't have that attitude towards them, Craig.
I don't have that attitude
Like you
because
respect them more than your fellow Jamaican people.
no, I do actually, but I give credit where credit is due. Whatever it is that you sow with Craig Butler, so shall you reap. So if you show me respect, honor, decency, honesty, you will get respect. If you come in front of on a national TV and you lie over and over again, my response is going to be, I don't suffer fools lightly. You ever heard that saying before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the people that were in the temple of God doing money changing and gambling and all of those things, do you think that Jesus going and sitting and making a whip of 9 cards, not a whip of 9 cards, they call it a cat of 9 tails. You make the rope and then you have 9 ends on it. So when him whip you, you get 9 lick one time. Right?
Yeah.
Ryan, do you think that the people would have loved to have seen Jesus walking in a nice, calm way and say, would you mind coming out of the temple? Would you mind not gambling in my father's house? They would have, but they wouldn't have listened. When Jesus pick up him whip and start bust them backside and run them out of his temple, it worked. Nobody liked him. Who has made any significant change in the history of man has ever been a Mr. Nice Guy? Was Malcolm X a Mr. Nice Guy? You ever read on him?
No, but my coach Riley.
You need to stop. You need to stop. Look here. I'm going to give you a word of advice. You need to look here, Ryan. You need to go and study, yeah, African American history. You need to study Jamaican history, Caribbean history. You need to study the history of England. You see, when Bob Marley said, if you don't know where you're coming from, you will never know where you're going to. Yeah? There's a man named Malcolm X. If you ever hear of that man lick out, and he's a hero. Marcus
Rebelled. Yeah.
Not rebel. It's not rebelling. There's a difference between rebelling and doing what is right. Frederick Douglass, yeah, he was one of the greatest advocates for the abolition of slavery. Yeah, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Martin Luther King Jr. Rosa Parks was arrested because she refused to give up her seat and sit at the back of the bus. Think about that. They arrested her. Mark Mendel, the great Mark Mendel, who sits in my office every day, was banned in Jamaica for trying to pay footballers to play and made them professionals. He was banned for paying people like Peter Cargill, Anthony Carbett, T. Got Davis now that is coaching
On it.
on it because they said that football in Jamaica is supposed um, to be amateur. So all footballers should continue to suffer and beg bus fare. Is that what you're telling me, my friend?
No, Craig, I'm not telling you that.
So at the time when he was doing all of that and they were banning him, he didn't think they thought he was a monster. At the time when I was telling everybody that Leon Bailey would grow up to be one of the best players Jamaica has ever seen, and they were telling me I'm a madman and I'm a liar and I just pushing my players and all I care about is Phoenix and I'm a liar and I just a full up the youth them head with foolishness and then we go play Manning Cup. You know that Leon Bailey went to Jamaica College for 2 years and never played Manning Cup?
Yeah,
You knew that?
of course.
So the truth of it is, why? You know the only reason I play Manning Cup? To show the system. It's the only reason. To show the system. I am playing against, I think, St. Catherine, and we're leading. Is St. Catherine or one of them? I think it's the team we played several times.
St. Catherine played.
The one that we brought on Sean and Tom in the end.
Yeah, that was no, that was Kingston Technical.
Kingston Technical.
Yeah.
I'm playing against Kingston Technical, where goal average is important. And after 50 minutes, I bring on a 13-year-old and a 12-year-old and say, teaching them, practicing them skill sets, they're shooting their movements. I'm using the game to teach them. Not caring whether or not we score more goals or not. Not caring whether or not we qualify or not. Because I'm thinking way down the line. That the response to Kasafa and doing something for football development is to have three competitions going on now. I think U15, U13, U17 or something like that. Competitions do not develop players. You get that? Training hours do. Systems do. Good coaches do. And this is where I have the problem, right? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah, before me did ask about that calm and composure there. You talking about why Jamaica do well in track and field but not in football and as a team individually. So my big thing is from 98, we have a good coach, we have good leadership that time. After that, I don't know where the leadership gone. Craig still hearing me?
Yeah, you can still hear
Yes,
it.
yes.
Yeah.
So
I was tearing up some plastic paper, so I had to take it away from him.
yeah, so I would say 98, we have good coach, know what a structure, a style of play, a system. Yeah, we have a good system. Because if you look at it, when the big coach Rennie Simons was here, after that we do well in a few U tournament, but after that it's all over the place. And I'm telling
Why?
because of the people them in the JFF.
Because there was no system. There was no
But
sustained development. There was no sustainability. There was no succession plan.
the system was
Why
given.
is it that Medhaven? Why is it that Medhaven?
Leave it and they rip apart.
You know Medhaven, right?
Yeah, and what got
I was the captain. Listen, I was the captain of Medhaven's first minor league championship team. Wagga was my coach.
Mm-hmm.
Great coach, great philosopher, great mentor. Yeah. Now, Wagga died, and Medhaven was, what do you call it? What vultures do again? Scavenge. Eddie was scavenged and ripped apart by people who like to call themselves former Medellin people. Same Maxwell. Take all the players and carry them all over the place. Yeah, rather than trying to save what Waga's dream was. And you know why that happened? Because Waga did not have a succession plan. Why Jamaica football didn't continue after the 98 World Cup? There was no succession plan. There was no system of development for the youth coming up. Why will Phoenix always continue and can never die?
They have
You
good
know who
leader
went to England the other day? Eh?
because you asked me a question why Phoenix will never die. Because you surround yourself, people in a circle who are going to bring on the battle. You have good people who want.
Ryan, you cut out a bit.
You cut out a bit, you have to start over, right?
Yeah, you hear me now?
What you're saying?
My check, you hear me now?
Yeah,
My
I
check.
hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. You said, because I listen Jurgen Klopp interview and him say, the greatest leader them is not what they do, is what they leave behind when they move on. So I'm saying, you at Phoenix Academy, right now, you have your data, you have whosoever we have put in, they are great people and one
Dart,
Phoenix.
Eddie Layton,
And they are great
Sir
people.
Richards, all of them.
So if you for die tomorrow morning, for God's sake, Phoenix will continue because you have good people, you have the system, you have everything set in place. So they just need to just continue. And that's the thing
All
with
of
the
the
Football
contacts in
Federation.
place, good
When
relationships with overseas, everything.
Rennie Simon, and you see the thing, whether they like you or not, and you have your ways, you see it, you're giving your data, you're giving the people them the experience. Sometimes you stay back home in Jamaica and you allow them to go out in the world to fish it, to understand the business, to learn the business. So when they have a lot of more experience, you don't need to travel. You're comfortable right now sitting in Jamaica and everybody, yeah, data, whosoever manage the thing, and the thing continue. So if you for move on now, Phoenix will continue if they still love it. You understand? But what I'm saying, Craig, after 98, Rennie Simmons leave a blueprint. I will tear it up. May I tell you, two of the biggest problem I kill Jamaican football right now is the people them in the Football Federation and the coaching. We need to start lock up people in Jamaica about them a coach. Them a roach.
Oh, you forget that I need to go and sit and have Speed and his friends qualify me to coach in Jamaica.
The coach them no
When they
good,
come
Bridget.
from there, hold on, huh? I must go to Speed's courses to get qualified in Jamaica. Meanwhile, I have Kemar Reid, Ricardo Martin, Leon Daly, Kyle Butler, Travis Blagrove, Wesley, the whole of these people I have coached in Trenton, in Genk, in Austria, and I've
Craig,
developed the
if
best players, and I must turn around. And in order for me to help them, I must go. Listen to them. I'm helping them, and in order for me to help them, I must be qualified by them who banned me so that I couldn't do any courses. You see the maths behind what I'm do? Tired of burning them out still, I'm tired of burning them out. What's really happening with this women's team? I've been following it, but half following. I don't really understand so much, Ryan. What's been happening with the women's team and Vin Blame and
so
Vin
basically,
Blame?
so
Eh?
basically, the females them don't want Vin Blake to be the coach.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Can you hear us, Ryan?
yeah, I'm hearing you guys clearly.
Okay. We're gonna have to restart the camera. I'll be right back. But we can still hear you.
Okay.
Right.
So
Okay.
what I was saying, Craig, the girls them, I don't know who signed up that letter, but that letter, well professional, well structured, you know that person who write that letter probably is a coach write that letter, right? And thing. and the females them sign on it and say them don't want Vinbley. But before that before Vinbley get the job, they don't want him to be the coach. You know what I mean? Big people in Jamaica don't want him to be the coach. And that's him demise right now.
Yeah, but Ryan, one of the things that I've heard is that there is no video footage, there is no analysis, there is no systematic. What you have to have understanding that you have girls that are now playing for Manchester City, Aston Villa, in France, in Germany. They're playing everywhere, so they're exposed to better. So they know good. It's like when Tapa come with them little fool way of doing things. And you're going to go to the professionals and tell them, say, I saw your work. They're not going to accept you. They're not going to rate you. You understand? Look here. Phoenix is an academy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in our academy alone, right? We use GPS systems for all our players, tracking them, comparing them to what the professionals run, how many steps they do. We have what's the name of the camera we use? The Vimeo? Veo. And what does the Veo, Brandon?
It automatically captures the match and captures all the video highlights and the
Statistics. So every shot that is taken, everything like that.
Yeah.
No, and you can break it down, work with the player, say, this is what you did wrong. This is what you need to do. Look at this. Sometimes telling somebody something, when you show them, it's a lot easier. And the rest of the world at the highest level is doing that. You cannot be the national team of Jamaica. You're not incorporating those things. You cannot be the.
Who for fault that though? Who for fault that? Not the JFL.
Hold on. Let me finish. When you go to the level where you have a coach, when you see, as you said, right? I step back and allow Casey and Shelley and Mr. Richards. You saw Mr. Richards in Real Sociedad with the boys up and down, whatever. Give them a chance. Give him a chance to learn, to grow. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You don't say an iron fist over the coaching and nobody must give him not take a chat from nobody. And this is how it go. No, those days are done. Those days are done. That is remnants of the Bakra master slavery mentality. Those days are done. When you just get up and you walk onto a television or a radio and say, Leon Bailey is an ordinary player. Maybe if you were using your stats, yeah, man, and get it again.
Craig.
Even if you are using your stats, Ryan, you would realize Leon Bailey was not an ordinary player. But because you're so constructed and consumed in an archaic mentality, which is a dinosaur mentality, you're unable to function. You're unable to share. You're so scared. I'm solid and comfortable in my skin, bro. So I can share the screen with Brandon. I can share the trainings. Sometimes who coach my senior teams. I'm sure you remember when you were older. Because you're older than Kyle, don't?
Yes, man.
So you don't remember when Kyle and Chippy are coach a team?
No, my boy, Bikey always a coach.
Bikey a coach, but when the under 20 playing and Kyle and Chippy were too young and then they banned me.
I don't remember Chippy. I remember Chippy, but I remember your son though, the producer though.
Yeah, I'm coaching. No.
Chippy always quiet,
Chippy not quiet. Chippy don't have the patience. So Chippy will tell him. Chippy will pick up stone and boss head if you don't do the drill right. So you can't bother the coaching. Chippy don't like coaching. Yeah? Because it takes a lot of patience. But as I said, it's about being willing and open. When you look at all of these club teams, when you go to Real Sociedad and one U17 team, there are 4 coaches, there are physios, there are analysts, there are fitness trainers, you have about 10 coaching staff for each team. Now, you as a national team should not be in a position where you only have one. Right? And that one must come with take who he wants. Right? You need to be in a position where you have quality people doing quality things. You see, Brandon, don't take no joke, you know. Brandon, you see all this setup and everything. When Brandon not here, my show look like caca. Yeah. When I hear you want to tell me say I need help. It's because Brandon wasn't here. Brandon in Canada. Brandon is good at this stuff.
Yeah, me know.
Good at social media. I'm not stupid enough to believe that I can do it all on my own.
Yeah.
So Brandon, come in.
So
What happened?
I know me, my setup them and thing, you know, as somebody behind the
Of course.
scenes to me.
Of
'Cause
course.
me-
Now, what does Brandon do? Brandon's benefit from this is that Brandon is going to be recognized more for what he can do. He'll build his brand, he'll build his name, and eventually Brandon will soar. Yeah? But I can look back and say, yeah, man, it's B boss Brandon. You understand?
Yeah.
Rather than another man saying, no, he's ordinary, he's not good enough. Just pick my players only. And then it haunt him for the rest of his life. Is that haunted him, you know? That's what's haunting Vin, you know?
Give me a chance, Craig, man. Oh my God, man.
No. When he came out,
I hear him
yes,
many
when
times.
he was about to come back into the national team with the girls, they tried to rehabilitate him with Orville Higgins. And they went on and said it was a lie that I was telling, that he never said anything like that until Oral Tracy dig up the tape and play it again. You remember that?
Yeah, we made the video.
We made a video. Hey, you have that video?
Yeah, probably.
Play it. We'll play this video.
Craig.
We'll play this video again.
Send me that piece of clip in there. Cause need it on the show. Cause in the future, I'll probably have him on the show. You never know. So I'm going to ask him about it. So send me that piece of clip. Oh God, Craig.
Find it.
He said it many times, he never said that. So I don't know. So
And we keep saying that he don't say it. It's like, you know.
one of the things I kind of feel sorry for him, Craig, because some of the thing what the female said, some probably be true, but some of the thing before him even get the job, seeing someone want to pay me 300 Canadian to do a show about him. Say he should not be around the national team.
Really?
Yes. And because he said he's burning out the females because the females him certain thing him not allowing these thing on camp. Females is on the camp to play football and all of these thing and the sodomite thing and all of these thing where that's not true. They are said about him. You know what I mean? So I understand. I'm feel sorry for him. A lot of the thing they're holding against him. Some of them are not true. Because before even get the job, people were feeding me that information. And I say, Ryan, do a 3-hour show upon it. I'm going to say, why you want to put me in a trouble? Why me? And I'm going to say, Ryan, me know if you talk about it, people are going to listen and it will go more sting. The people there. Me I said, no, me not do a show about it. And him send me all kind of documents. The person send me all kind of documents. Say, see, prove ya. I want me check a stock. A joke. When we find out, say, the former coach, the coach take the national girls team, he was Fim good friend. So me I say, come on, bro. What you expect, bro? If you say the man can't coach and him outdated and all of them things there, I don't have a problem with that. But just don't make up lies from people and certain thing when I go so. I don't like that. You understand? But if the girl them say I'm outdated, a part of life. If him know what fair facts do, where be the analyst him never have no video analyst. And the game that we play against Honduras, the video analyst contract run out. And the JFF didn't sign him. Craig, may I tell you, our football, whether you be part of it, our football now go nowhere. JFF are the biggest problem.
Hey, let's watch this video. Who was saying this, sir? National team of Jamaica.
How can you pick a player if he's not in your training session? And at that time, he wasn't making any waves. He was an ordinary player as far as I'm
But
concerned.
since he has been,
He was an ordinary player as far as I'm
but
concerned.
since he has been,
And he wasn't making any waves.
Ooh. Hey, yo. Ah.
You never seen that one before, right?
I tell people all the time, be careful what you say on these platforms because this thing, I could have 10 years it happen, people are going to dig up the file and dig up the clip. So what I want you to do for me, Craig, I want you to send me that piece of clip. Send it to me. Send it. Send it to me. And as far as I concern, far as I see, he wasn't making any wave. He's just ordinary. Boy, Craig, when me and Yag, I say, yo, the man say Leon say him ordinary. I watched show many times with him, and him say him didn't say that. And here we have it. Sometimes, as a big person, sometimes you can say, yo, boy, I may get it wrong. Sometimes,
Think she found that
you make mistake, I'm going to come on the show and tell the people, say, boy, people, I get it wrong, my apology. You understand? You're never too big for apologize. Yeah? Real people, when they do something wrong, they apologize. And I
But
made
he didn't apologize. He
No.
made it stink for years and then made Orville Higgins say it's a lie that nobody said that and that Craig Butler is just trying to cause problems.
It's true you never slice up this, Craig? I'm just killing. I'm just killing. I'm just killing. Wow.
So anyway, the reality of it is, in modern world that we live in, we have to allow people their rights to their own sexuality. If you don't bring it to me, I don't have no problem. Do what you want to do in your own space. That's
Yeah,
the
but-
world we live in. I have people who I know personally who are gay. Yeah. I am not gay, but that is your choice. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I said still not correct. He said, I don't business about people, lifestyle, but once you come to the national team and camp, that cannot happen. And camp.
So, all right, but you have to look at this. You have to do the maths again on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leon Bailey has his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Say the coach that he plays for is, so we say the coach of the national team is gay.
Mm-hmm.
And Leon Bailey have his girlfriend. And when Leon Bailey goes to camp,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't want Leon Bailey to talk to his girlfriend because he's gay and that's what he likes. The coach is gay and that's what he likes. So Leon Bailey is not allowed to talk to his girlfriend. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot impose your own personal values and sexuality on somebody else. If my daughter them look at me and tell me say them want to go to root their problem. But that is in my home and my household and my family. You understand? You can't go now and if I'm a coach and I'm coaching somewhere, I cannot judge a man or treat anybody any differently based off their sexuality. No matter how much I don't like it, no matter how much I am not raised that way. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The world has changed. And we have you may not like it, but you cannot be lashing out against it or forcing somebody to do what you want. That is like going back into other situations and look, it's a right. It's their right. You understand that part?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Understandable.
So
Understand.
is Vin Blaine still there as the coach or in gone or what going with him?
He's even Tucker speed about it. He's still there this week. The week's supposed to done, today or Friday, so he's supposed to get back to the football federation. But when the football federation look into it, some of the thing what the female said, Vin have it on record and all of these stuff, and he sent it to the football federation and all of them stuff there. So
All right, but here's the math though, you're not calculating. 20% of football is ability. 40% is coach ability, the ability to execute the directives of the coach.
Mm.
And the other 40% is character, will,
mm-hmm.
desire, passion, playing for the coach. You see Ancelotti win the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ancelotti may not be the most technical coach. Because I'm in that circle, so I know. He may not be the most technical coach, but you know what he has over everybody else?
To manage big star and
No. Those players, no, listen, those players will run through a wall for him.
Love him, yeah.
So if the girls of the national team won't play for Vin, no matter how much video him have, no matter how justified he is, if them don't want him have to go.
Yeah, he might leave. He might leave, man. He might leave. Definitely 100%.
What he should do from this experience and the one with Leon Bailey is learn to be open, learn to give people fair chances, and don't be so rigid. Rate Vin, so I used to rate him before him doing with Leon and Kyle.
Yeah.
But it was he that opened my eyes to conflicts of interest within the JFF. I said to myself, why this man was a fight Kyle and Chippy the under 17 at the time. And then I started to think about it and I looked at the rules in the English FA and how you have to get caps to qualify to play. And then I realized that, hold on, he's also the technical director of Harbourview. And he's the technical director of the national team. How that gonna work? When you look at the whole Harbourview side of the national team, and none of Phoenix. And I said, oh, I saw the thing go. So I started to think and I started to grow beyond and I started to look if this is the norm with other countries, with other FAs around the world. And then I started to study the FIFA bylaws. Yo, I know FIFA rules better than anybody else in Jamaica. Is it because they banned me? And I wanted to figure out how to come out. I study everything. You see, because I know that I carry my sons and my players and I'm trying to get them into Europe and so I study all the rules as it relates to movement of minors over borders and why and what the loopholes are and how it works. Those rules that were set up, for example, with youths, right? They said that you cannot sign a player until he's 18 who is not from the country. Unless the player moves for non-football related reasons. Unless the kid is being properly educated and going to school, for example. So you say, okay, these are the rules, but why are these rules created? These rules are created because of during the Belgian Congo, right? They used to force labor on the rubber plantations in the Congo, and Belgium they own it. And if a man, for example, don't go to work, when he comes home, he finds his children ear cut off or them hand cut off, right? So the law in Belgium changed that you cannot deport minors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen is an agent would go down to Africa and pick up 10 players, carry the 10 youth players into Belgium or whichever country, and then one of them good and the other 9 never make it. And just ignore the other 9 and leave them on the street. So you have these kids on the street now, suffering, begging, hungry, no way to get home, no money to get home, no family. You understand?
Mhm.
So FIFA put those things in place for the protection of those minors. They didn't put it in place to stop you from going and playing in a different country. It put it in place to ensure that you're taken care of and that the rules are abided. So that was one of the reasons why, for example, when my players go overseas, the first thing they do is go on and go to school. Go to school. Start going to school, get a good education. If you feel like playing football after, then fine. Right now, Jade Clark is at Brookhouse and he's dominating and doing well. We saw videos of it earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why? I'm using my head. Can't sign yet. Now he can sign, but he doesn't have the caps. But in the meantime, I'm developing videos and being able to show the quality that this player has against English teams, so that when I want to take him to Belgium or to Genk or Anderlecht or Gand, we can show them that this is what he's doing against English players. Yeah, they can sign him.
Hmm.
You have to plan and prepare in advance, and this is where the problem is with Jamaica. The reason we don't, to get back to our older thing, the reason that we don't do well in team sports is because Jamaica was the first stop on what's called the triangular trade route. So the triangular trade route during slavery was ships would leave from England, go to Africa, pick up slaves, and then distribute those slaves across the islands of the Caribbean. You listening? And then take sugar, rum, and molasses back to England from the producers. It was from Africa to the Caribbean was a 3-month voyage, right, by ship. And those slaves that were still fighting to get away, fighting to jump
Run up.
overboard,
Yeah.
still rebellious and still fighting. They didn't want to travel with them to the other islands because they didn't want the headache. So they just sold them as quickly as possible in Jamaica. Now, if you are traveling for 3 months straight, right, in a shackle up like this, and you get raped, you have to use the bathroom there, you're not even getting good food, nothing. You get whipped, and you still have fight to get away after 3 months. It means two things. One, you're mentally strong. Two, you're physically strong. Yeah, your body's strong. Now, if over a period of slavery was 100, 200 years, you're dropping off the same people in the same place, what you create is a gene pool. The same strong people. So the strong people with the strong mentality and physicality, having sex and having more kids every day. Then now, the geography of Jamaica, Ryan. Jamaica has the highest mountain range in the Caribbean, running through the spine of the island. So anywhere in Jamaica you go, you're walking up a hill and down a hill, you're training and you don't even realize. That's why most Jamaicans' calves are huge. Yeah? Third factor, fast food in Jamaica is not fast, it's extremely expensive. What the money you take to spend on a burger, you can feed your whole family for the evening. So people were eating and continue to eat over periods of long years, up until when maybe about 30 years ago. People started, the first Burger King was in Ocho Rios, right? The rest of it was good food, good nutrition, chicken and rice and peas, vegetable, ground provision, yam, banana. You understand? And those things help with our nutrition. The problem is the same mentality that make you wouldn't conform and won't bow to the slave owner also made us in a position where I want to be the leader. He wants to be the leader. You want to be the leader. Nobody wants to follow. And that's why we do so well in individual sports and don't do well in team sports. So in order for us to become better at team sports, we have to create a system of play that everyone understands. So you don't have to say, hey, my way better, this is my way. No, this is the only way. Yeah, this is how you are raised. You know, the Bible says, raise up a child in the way that he should grow, and when he's old, he shall not depart from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So raise up the football in the way that it should grow. And when the boys are older and leave and go and play professionally in different clubs across the world with different systems, when they come back, they shall not depart from the Jamaican way.
Craig, Jesus Christ.
That was a good lesson. That was
Well, I'm
actually,
gonna ask that Craig. Here, may I beg you, please. A lot of Jamaican people love you and respect you, and a lot of Jamaican people hate you because of your success and how you behave and all of them stuff. You see tonight,
I
Craig.
work, listen,
Hold on,
listen.
Craig. Hold on,
Wait, let me tell you something
hold on,
quickly.
hold on. Let me finish that.
I work for Douglas Halsall. Douglas Halsall has made probably the most money in technology in Jamaica. Yeah? He owns a company called Advanced, I'll say it in the way he says it, Advanced Integrated Systems. Yeah? I used to, when I first came back, I was working for Dougie. Because I have a different world that I used to live in, technology and business. And I used to take home Dougie because he used to go to the Hilton every night and love cognac. Yeah, Remy Martin. So he would drink his Remy Martin and he would get drunk sometime, and I would just carry him home every night. I said, Dougie, why so many people hate you? Because everybody would come to me, why are you working with Douglas outside? Why you work? Why you want to be around him? That man did. You know what he said to me, Craig? It's very lonely at the top. It's very lonely at the top. There's only one man up there, and everybody's trying to get up there. So they're all going to try and pull you down. But while you're going here, while you're here with me, young man, learn, my brother and friend. And I'll never forget that. I passed it on to Dwayne Lufong. I passed it on to so many people in the business industry. Yeah? And I have taken that approach to how I deal with my football business. Yeah? Now, when I deal with professionals, I deal with professionals a different way. When I deal with crooks, I deal with them a different way. You understand? If I'm playing football, a football match when I was younger, I was probably the most hard tackling, but I've never gotten a red card because I'm always very sportsmanlike. Yeah? You'll never see me bust out a fight in a game or anything like that. You box me in my face, I laugh after you, just bust another attack. But if I am in a position where I have people, I come off that pitch and people are fighting me or wanting to stab me or wanting to hurt my family, I will break you. You understand? So that's why you see me deal with Speed the way I deal with him and whoever else. Yeah?
All right, Craig. Final thing before me run leave you, can me have to go talk to the kids man thing. So, all right. You see what is going on in Jamaica where water commission, water lack off in Jamaica. Most of the places. Now we have the NHT worker them come out in New Kingston. And I think yesterday you have the airport, the people them at the airport, flight have to cancel and thing. When the Jamaican people them in the football I go make a big parade, a big march, go up to Kingston, New Kingston, and go up to the GFF office and beat up who forget beat up or run out who forget run out. Because we really need the football in the bitch. We need some more different people who are going to take the Jamaica. No violence, but that's how I explain myself and that's how I send a message. But don't be violent with nobody. But when we can do a peaceful, when the Jamaican people them are go passionate and love the football and come out and do a parade to want justice. These man has been robbing the football years upon top of years. more than 20, 30 years in a Jamaica. But you know why them continue like this? Because we, as the fans, we who love the football, we talk so we love it. But what kind of action we are doing? We now put on the pressure. Why we can't stand up as a unity, as a come together and march go for the GF? Placard, call TVJ, call CVM. So we want changes in the football.
Organize, but I'm doing my job. My job is to
So my last message before you,
my
my
job
last,
is to make sure say,
my last message to you, Craig. And from tonight, I want you to stay just like this. So me there's a reason when I'm and when I argue. No, listen
that
up.
is impossible.
I'm telling you
Come
important.
on, Ryan. You never said that impossible. I want you. See, it's all you need to
Craig,
understand.
Craig,
I keep
listen
telling
me,
you.
Craig. Craig, what I know, Craig, Craig, may I tell you, Craig, you know, say,
I'm calm.
what
That's
if
what you
a
do,
big
right?
people call, Craig, what if a big people call me in a bridge? You
Yeah.
see that show that you and Rudolph speak, them say them love the passion and them love everything. But Craig, it's like how you know you relax, you compose, you bring the message. Trust me.
Ryan, if you
Sometimes you
ever
go,
know me right
sometimes you
now.
go, "Hey," but more you hold your composure.
No,
Don't
it's
make
not
me
about
call
not
you.
holding
Because I dirty
composure.
them on dirty your file, you know.
No,
He
listen,
seem can't
listen,
manage himself. See,
listen. Ryan, Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything under the sun. There's a time. Matthew 15, I send you therefore into a den of wolves. So be as peaceful as a dove and as cunning as a serpent. Don't think that my reactions are based off being up with a blow up head or uncontrolled or whatever. I'm one of the most strategic people on the planet. Don't think that when I shout, I don't shout on purpose. Don't
me,
think that don't think that okay. Since that interview, how many people have actually gotten a chance to really realize the conflict of interest that goes on in the JFF now? The whole world, no.
yeah, people will know, but the interview they kind of show up a whole heap of thing.
But why did that interview have such a big effect? Because Craig Butler tear off his shirt and say,
Yeah,
boy, I
that's a
want
part that bring a lot
myself,
of fight.
Phoenix, the Papa chest, boy, little boy, I want you.
No,
See,
me
that's
not
the
I
thing.
know you for call it big man, and this is a more.
But listen,
Hold on,
when
Craig.
you lie,
Craig, hold on,
listen,
hold on,
my
Craig. Hold on.
friend, listen up.
Hold
You
on,
need to
Craig,
understand.
please, just listen. Craig, you can, but remember this. Always try to keep it professionally. So when you go call a big man boy, I don't think that's right. Because
All right.
I could never have somebody on my show call in and say, boy, Craig Butler. That being a disrespect to you. I
No.
would
You need to understand something, right? Again, I keep telling you, what you sow, so shall you reap. If you sow iniquity and lies, you shall get hell and damnation from Craig Butler. If you look at a man and tell people that the thing that I value most in life, second to my family, that I was willing to sell it to you in a public domain, you will be called the boy that you are in that public domain.
no.
I will not allow. Hold on, listen. It's not a matter of listen. It's not a matter of disrespecting or whatever. Do you understand that Phoenix is my life's work?
Yes, I know that. I
Just
know.
answer that. Do you understand that when I decided to pick up all those little ghetto children and leave my work, that everyone said I was crazy? Do you understand that when Kasafa banned me, they tried to make it look like I did something unethical? Do you understand what Phoenix means to me? And for that person to go on and in a public forum where people who don't know us, never seen me before, is going to be able to say that Craig Butler wanted to sell Phoenix. Do you know what it means? You're lower than a bullfrog's backside. That's what it means.
Craig, but you could respond but not to disrespect though, Craig. I'm still going to have that because I would never somebody do that to you, Craig. Come on.
Listen, you know what you did, Ryan, since you're on the show? You're on the show, and I sent you screenshots of messages from Siobhan Marsh.
Craig.
Which
Craig.
no.
Craig, listen.
Come off if you want. Now my show. So since I'm going to control this show the way you said you could have controlled yours.
Listen,
No,
Craig.
no. It's my time to speak.
No.
Craig. This is my time to speak. You had an opportunity.
Hold on.
Sir, I'm not going to allow you to speak.
Right.
I'm going to mute him for me, please. I'm going to do what you did. I'm going to mute you. You want to get muted, or are you going to become a baby, sir?
Go ahead.
You were on your show, and you had Siobhan Marsh say that I didn't do this and that and what, and Mr. What name? Maxwell, with his pompous little self, sitting there, lying. And I sent you screenshots which would have refuted everything they said. And I said, put those screenshots up, and you refused to do so.
Craig.
At that point, my friend, you lost some credibility with me. You've made an effort since that to do what is right. And let me tell you something. The other day, I don't know if you know, but my 2 kidneys shut down on me when I was in Spain.
Yeah.
I was roasting with rigors and fevers, and I think I got a minor stroke because right here, so it's still a problem. But at that time, I laid down when I couldn't take it anymore after the 6th day, and my wife was holding me, and she had to try to cut the temperature in and out of showers, hot shower, cold shower, to try and regulate my temperature. And at one point, I'd laid down, took off all my clothes, I lay down on the bed in the sign of the cross. And you know what I said? I said a prayer. I said, God, I've never done what was politically correct. I've always done what I know that you would have wanted me to do what is right in my heart. If you are going to leave me here, do not let me suffer. Take me now and take care of my family and take care of Phoenix and take care of Jamaica. But don't let me suffer anymore. The next morning, I got the antibiotics from the doctor at Real Sociedad, and it started to ease up enough so that I could travel home. I came home. They said to me, but sir, why don't go to the hospital? Let's just go in the hospital, get checked out before. My co-agent, Jordy, begging me and said, Craig, please, he's a doctor, and said, Craig, please just go to the hospital. I said, I just want to go home to my people. I will heal there or I will die there, but I will not be in a foreign country in a hospital. And I went home. The point I'm trying to make to you is this, that this country and this football as a vehicle to save lives means more to me than my own life. I'm willing to die for it. So I'm willing to say whatever needs to get said and do whatever needs to get done. And I'm proud of Phoenix. I'm proud of all the players. And I will not back down. I will not accept certain things. Do you know, in slavery, you know what they used to say? All men are created equal, but some men are created more equal than others. Yeah? You have to study a little of the history to understand, brother, how you have to stand up,
Craig.
The Boston Tea Party. No taxation without representation.
Craig, why you think me up on YouTube a fight for the thing? It's just because I just want to chat? Because I come up through the system and see where these men do dirt to me. I not have it against them. I forgive them, but I want to make sure that the young generation.
You know what you should think about? The next generation.
So that me I think about, and that's why I want everybody to come together and do the right thing. That's all I care about, I don't care who no like who never want this man.
Snakes and lions live in the same den?
If what? Repeat.
Can snakes and lions live in the same den?
No, Craig.
A snake hides in the corner when you're not looking and bite you when your back is turned.
Yeah.
A lion attacks you face to face and tears your head off.
So he's a lion.
I'm a lion.
So what I mean
You know that every player, every other top players at Phoenix, all the original core players, you know, they all have a Phoenix tattooed on their body.
Yeah, shoe shines too.
Okay, all of them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Chippy, Kyle, Sharky, Bikey, me, all of us. It means that much.
Before me leave, I want to clear up the air. Seeing people, I'm telling this. It's Ryan LFC. Me and Speed a friend. Me and Craig as friend. Yeah. Me and Maxwell a friend.
So that means that.
Craig, just
no,
listen.
I ask that question. So
Craig,
I ask one simple
just
question.
make, hold on here, just
Are
me.
you willing to be friends with a slave master?
Just listen to what me and say, Craig. Just listen to what me and say, Craig, man. Craig, just listen to what me and say.
Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
I'm saying, Craig, you guys has been play a big part in my life. I'm proud of that. I remember that white bus, that bike, the van, where bike usual drive. Drop me a late night across road. Yeah? I remember these great things you has done for me. I remember all these lunch money and things you give to me. Yeah? I remember all the good things that Speed do for me. Walking on Spring Plaza and walk up to Speed. Can you fill my book list? And him say, no. He have the Cavaliers player them to look after. I'm say, Speed, full my book list. You will never regret this. And him say, all right, Ryan, at the time. Remember all the good things. In a business where you and the man have, all me want to see is Jamaican to do well. At the highest level, consistent going for World Cup. I don't care about phone personal thing. I don't care about that. And I'm not aside.
Hold
on, man.
I am not.
Listen up. I am not.
No personal thing. It's not personal. It's business.
All right, Craig. Whatever the case is,
a conflict of interest.
Craig, whatever the case is, all me want, me not pick the side. I am just.
But Ryan, that's the problem that you have.
Me not have no problem. What kind of problem here?
It is a problem.
Me not have no problem.
If you do not stand for something, you lay down for anything.
Craig, come on. What you mean? What you mean? Me stand up tall. Craig. What you mean by?
But bro, you're not standing up.
What you mean by me not standing up? What you mean by?
All right. So, how are you standing up when 13 Cavaliers players were called for Jamaica and none from Phoenix?
Craig.
And you're smiling with those people.
I speak. Well, I know, Craig. Remember, I know, Craig. Me speak about them thing there, you know. Oh, 13 player forget call up in the national team.
Listen.
Even after the same
listen.
even more
I call a spade. If my son want me love, I do the wrong thing. But now I smile at him and I'm going to tell him say I do the wrong thing. I'm not going to support him. And if you want dead for hungry out the road, I'm going to dead for hungry out the road until he do the right thing. Because the right thing, listen, the right thing is not a right thing for a different right thing for Brandon, a different right thing for you, a different right thing for me. The right thing is just the right thing.
So, Craig.
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Here the other day, I'm on a show. I'm going to say, Speed, man, happy. And I'm going to say, Ryan, when you ever happy, I say, the only way I'm going to happy until me get justice in a Jamaican football. Until me see Jamaica consistent qualify for Youth World Cup and Senior World Cup. That when me I got happy and the politics come out of the football. So no matter if me and Craig are friends, me I tell you the truth.
All right, let's stop all of this right now. Listen, Dujan Whisper Richards, top striker.
I hear that
should
him
be
not
in the
going to
first
be in
team
the
of the
under 20.
national team.
I hear.
Boss him early.
Ask him,
Listen, boss him
before,
early.
before me leave,
Blood him early into the senior team. I'm speaking now. Blood him early into the senior team. Many, many great young talents were blooded early into the senior team. Pele, Maradona, Messi, all the good young talents were blooded into the senior team. Yeah? Ronaldinho, Wayne Rooney, Norman Whiteside, all of those players. Do not wait until he's 18, 19, 20. Start bringing him in from now. That is one. Two, yeah? Let's have a fair and equal evaluation system for players. If they come from Phoenix or they come from Mount Pleasant, or they come from Cavaliers, or they come from Waterhouse, wherever, it doesn't matter. The opportunity should be equal and it should be fair. If players come from England and they have the quality, allow them in and give them a chance to show them quality. But develop a system so that when they come, they understand this is how we play. You play over there in England like that. This is how we play here in Jamaica. Right? I wish all footballers in Jamaica the best. I want to see, if I could see 5,000 Jamaican footballers playing all over the best leagues in the world, I'd be happy. More the merrier. At this point, though, I have to go. I've seen my JC friends, brothers, for the first time in a long time. I'm still in the clothes that I went to the funeral of my classmate with, and I'd like to go and see them at the get-together.
All right.
I wanted to do this show. Wait, no, I wanted to do this show because it was important to do it because of Kemar Reid. Kemar Reid should be in that national team. Yeah? He's a top talent. And I'm saying that now, and I will never stop saying it.
When
All
you
right?
send the player number and make me interview.
No, man. Him
Anyway.
live on a different time zone.
Anyway, Craig, big up yourself. Thanks for having me. I really, really appreciate it. Big up,
Love
Brandon.
you.
Keep on doing the great work. And people down in the comment section, whether you guys like it, I respect for everything that Craig has done for me. One Baccarat water for Mona, share for 20 cheap player. Yeah? One bag of tough crackers and cheese share. Can't forget them time. So big up.
Yeah.
Love and respect.
Love,
All right,
respect.
thanks guys for watching.
All right.
Please subscribe, like, all that stuff, and we'll be back next time.
Yeah, subscribe and like. We're back in business.
Yes.
A lot of people have come on and I try to tackle with things, including the boy, Ryan.
I know. All right, guys.
All right, love. One
Good
love.
night. Good night.
One love.
Yeah.